The college football season upon us, and so we'll keep going with who you got looking ahead to the biggest games. But I got the Bussin Boys here, and I got Josh Pate
Josh
there.
Pate,
There
friend
he
of
is,
the show.
Josh.
Friend of the show.
All right,
Friend of the
Josh,
show.
we got monster games starting Saturday night primetime on ABC, Alabama, Georgia. What are the keys, and who do you like?
Classic good news, bad news, Greeny. Bad news, Kirby 1-6 against Alabama in his career at Georgia. Good news, they haven't lost a home game since before COVID. Will Muschamp, South Carolina, the last one to go into Athens and win. It's all about Alabama's offensive line. If they can give Ty Simpson time to work, they can carve Georgia up. Georgia pass rush, most important part of this game. I'm taking Georgia.
He's taking Georgia. Taylor, what do you think?
I'm taking Georgia as well. I think Georgia has the best perimeter players in all of college football. Mike Bobo, the big knock on him going into the offseason was he only goes east and west. He never goes north and south. The game against Tennessee, they went north and south. They won the game when they were down 21-7.
Georgia Bulldogs, Greeny. I got the Bulldogs. I like Ty Simpson. I like Ty Simpson in that offense, but it's like, are they going to be able to keep those explosive plays or those big chunk plays going on early downs for all four quarters? I don't think so. I like the Bulldogs.
Josh Pate, I'm looking at that number at the bottom of the screen there that was up there a moment ago. This game is everything for Alabama. 68% chance to make the playoff if they win, 36% chance if they lose. Is the season at stake for the Crimson Tide on Saturday night?
In some ways, no. Mathematically, it's one conference loss. They're still in it, but you got to go back because this is not about math at this point. This is about pride. You go back to week one, everything we thought we knew was thrown in a blender with Alabama going and getting, frankly, embarrassed on the road against Florida State. Those road woes are kind of becoming a little bit of a trend under Kalen DeBoer. I will tell you, internally there, they think they've identified the issues. They think they've fixed it. The beauty is we don't have to wonder. We get to find out Saturday night. Athens, GA, that thing's going to be insane.
Another great game, same time, Saturday night primetime, Happy Valley, Oregon-Penn State, monster game in the Big Ten. Two huge quarterbacks, Dante Moore, Drew Aller, both of them looking at top 5 potential if they play well. What are the keys here, Josh, and who do you like?
You don't have to overthink the room. It is about Drew Aller, 5 stars out of high school. Everyone sort of said, yeah, but his entire career. There's no more but. This is the shot. This is the game Penn State's rested for. It's whiteout, Oregon, no bye week, young team, new quarterback on the road. Penn State went to the portal and got multiple receivers for this moment right here. It is a bear crawl over broken glass to the win situation for me. Most of the world's on the dog. I'll take Penn State at home.
Josh, people will point out one of the reasons maybe that people looking in the other direction. This is the game James Franklin just historically has not won. Why do you think this is different?
I think it's different because I think they have to have it, which is not an X's and O's type analytic breakdown. I do think they had to get inches better. They needed to course correct by a few degrees. I believe the early season offensive inefficiency is somewhat of a product of them knowing we're playing high school teams. We don't have to show anything. I am not sitting here telling you definitive either way. I just think at the end, the dust settles. It's kind of like Oregon hosting Ohio State last year. They had just enough at home. I think Penn State finds a way, bottles up enough to have just enough at home. Greeny, they hired Jim Knowles. Jim Knowles, defensive coordinator, faced Oregon twice last year. Remember how the latter of those two matchups went.
Compton, who you got?
Everything Josh Pate 1.0 has said is correct. This is the moment that Penn State wins in a whiteout night game at home. New DC, young talent, 5 stars across the board. But until it's like that 4-20 against top 10 opponents just stares me in the face. Dan Lanning, look, massive friend of the show.
Massive.
Love Coach Dan Lanning. I'm picking the Oregon Ducks to go on the road. The only thing that scares me a little bit, a lot of firsts, because they have a very good, young, talented team. They're going to be having a lot of firsts traveling across the country and playing on the road.
I agree with Will Compton. Josh Pate talks about the inefficiencies in Penn State's offense. They're 133rd in third down. They're 131st in the red zone. I think you want to have a good night. Papa Rose Sparks and put on some Dan Lanning press conference. That is the type of stuff that'll get you fired up. If the Oregon Ducks are going to travel across the country and get it done, it's because of Dan Lanning.
Let me get one more quick one in. LSU-Ole Miss is ABC Saturday afternoon. Josh Pate, who you got?
The problem with LSU last year, could throw the ball, could not run the ball. They asked Garrett Nussmeier to do too much. Early profile this year so far, very early. They're undefeated. but they're still in the 100s in some of the critical rushing efficiency statistics. They tell me, hey, that's just because we hadn't had to do it yet. Okay, well, I think they'll have to do it this week. They're not holding Ole Miss under 20, I don't think. Blake Baker, American hero, really good defensive coordinator, but I think they'll have to trade points to win this week. I'm taking Ole Miss. I think that is a rapidly ascending team playing with a backup quarterback, sort of maybe back up better than the starter situation there. I'll take Ole Miss.
Give me quick picks, Taylor.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with LSU. Garrett Nussmeier had the oblique injury earlier in the year. Everyone's saying that he is now healthy. I like LSU. I like Harold Perkins Jr. What they're able to put him all over the place in the defense. I don't know how you account for that. I'll go LSU.
You're the only one on that pick, Compton.
I'm not. Look, LSU, yes, they're undefeated. I'm not buying their win against Clemson and beating Florida by 10 points. Off of 5 picks. Their defense is going to get challenged. Ole Miss has the most explosive plays, 25 explosives of 20-plus yards. I like Ole Miss in this game, and also Lane Kiffin tweeted out, take the over. So
take the over.
And one final thing, I'll point it out because everyone in America watching television is thinking it right now. No, these two were not separated at birth, but it is remarkable right now just how much these two look alike. Taylor, Lewan, can you give me a little breakdown here of Josh Pate 1.0 and 2.0?
Yeah, not a whole lot to break down. No hair, beautiful brains, handsome gentleman. I couldn't pick him out of her lineup.
Yeah, look,
well
this is a compliment. If I'm getting a Josh Pate look-alike, that's a compliment. You look beautiful, Josh Pate 1.0. You look beautiful.
By the way, you suckers are the ones who spent an hour in front of the mirror this morning drying your hair. We woke up like this. We're good.
Amen. Amen.
Fair enough. However it is you wake up in the morning, that's the best you're going to look all day.
You want this, you got this.